Where I come from, there is a building that matters more than any other. It is the saloon. And the thing about a saloon is, it is the most level place on the whole frontier. The richest rancher in the territory and the saddest broke cowan stand at the very same bar, order from the very same bottle. And if the rancher wants to look down on the cowan, he has got to do it standing on the same dusty floor, eye to eye. The building itself doesn't take sides. It makes everybody equal, whether they like it or not. I tell you that so you'll understand the full force of what I felt the first time I laid eyes on the place we're talking about today. Because it is the exact and total opposite of a saloon. It is, I have come to believe, the most unequal building ever made by human hands, and it was unequal on purpose, down to the last inch. People call it the Forbidden City, the home of the Chinese emperors for 500 years, and almost everyone who tells you about it tells you the same things. How enormous it is, how many rooms, how many years it took, how many workers, the gold, the dragons, the wonder of it all. A grand tour of a grand antique. I am going to tell you something different, because the tour misses the entire point of the thing. This was never really a home. People didn't mainly live here, the way you live in a house. This was a machine. The most sophisticated machine of its kind ever built. At its single purpose, the thing every wall and gate and step was engineered to do, was to take an ordinary human being, a man with a body and a bladder and a bad mood like anyone else, and turn him into a god, and to take everyone who came near that god and turn them into something less than fully human. It did this not with magic, it did it with architecture. Let me walk you in and watch what the building does to you on the way. The first thing you have to understand is that you do not simply arrive at the emperor. You cannot. The entire place is built to make sure that getting to the center is a long, deliberate, grinding journey, and that the journey changes you. Picture approaching from the south, the way you are meant to. You don't walk up to a palace, you walk up to a wall. You pass through a gate, a huge, heavy, dark thing that makes you feel small as you go under it. And on the other side is not the emperor. On the other side is a courtyard, and across that courtyard another wall and another gate. You pass through that one, smaller now in your own mind, and there is another courtyard, and another gate, over and over, gate after gate, courtyard after courtyard, each one stripping a little more of your ordinary self away. This is not bad planning or wasted space. This is the machine working on you. Every gate is a checkpoint not just for your body, but for your sense of who you are. Out in the world, you might be an important man, a governor, a general, a person other people bow to. But the building doesn't care. And worse, it slowly makes you not care. By the time you've passed through the fifth gate, the seventh, sweating, silent, made to wait, made to walk just so, you have been quietly informed by the architecture itself, whatever you were out there. In here you are nothing. You are a small thing, approaching a vast thing. The walls have been telling you so with every step. A man on the frontier would feel this in his gut and hate it instantly, the way an animal hates a narrowing chute, because that is exactly what it is, a chute. Built to take a proud, upright creature and funnel it, calm it, lower it, and deliver it, tamed, to the place where it will kneel. Now let's talk about up and down, because the machine plays a second trick on your body, and it is even cleverer than the gates. As you move toward the center, the ground itself starts to rise. The most important halls don't sit at the same level as everything around them. They're lifted up, set on great stacked terraces of white stone, so that the seat of the emperor is physically, literally higher than the space where you stand. You approach the most sacred hall and you find yourself at the bottom of a wide flight of steps looking up, always looking up. Think about what that does to a body. To look up at someone is to be, in that moment, beneath them. And your animal brain knows it before your thinking brain does. Every creature alive understands height as power. The thing that towers over you is the thing that can hurt you, the thing you must submit to. The builders of this place knew that in their bones, and they used it without mercy. They didn't argue that the emperor was above you. They didn't have to. They built the ground so that he simply was and let your own spine do the rest. And here is the cruelest, most elegant part. When you finally reach the great audience hall and the emperor is seated on his throne, raised on yet another platform at the top of the climb, the distance between you and him is enormous. He is far away and high up and small in your vision, framed by an impossible amount of empty, echoing space. You cannot see his face clearly. You cannot speak to him like a map. He is less a person at that point than a tiny, bright figure at the vanishing point of a vast machine pointed entirely at making him seem more than human. Out on the range, when I've got business with a man, I walk up and look him in the eye, and we settle it between us at the same height. This building was designed with breathtaking care to make sure that could never ever happen here. The machine doesn't stop at gates and steps. It reaches into things you'd never think to defend yourself against. Color, symmetry, even emptiness. And turns all of them into instruments of the same single message. Take color. In this world, one specific shade of yellow was reserved, by law, for the emperor alone. To be the only being permitted a color is a strange and powerful thing. It means that even the light bouncing off your own house announces that you are a separate category of creature. The common world is forbidden from even imitating it. You learn the emperor's specialness through your eyes before anyone says a word. Take symmetry. The whole vast complex is laid out along a single straight line running south to north, perfectly balanced, left mirroring right. Now, nature does not do this. The frontier, I know, is gloriously crooked. Rivers wander, trees lean. Nothing lines up. Perfect symmetry is the fingerprint of a controlling mind imposed on the world. To walk that depth. Straight central axis is to feel without being told that one will, one order, one design governs absolutely everything here. All the way to the horizon. There is no wildness. There is no accident. There is only the plan, and you are a small moving part inside it. And take the emptiness. Maybe the most brilliant trick of all. The grandest courtyards are vast, paved and deliberately shockingly empty. No trees, no benches, no comfort, no place for a human being to feel at ease. Just an enormous expanse of stone with a tiny lonely path across it, and you exposed in the middle of it, watched, dwarfed, with nowhere to hide and nothing to lean on. That emptiness isn't a lack of decoration, it is the point. It strips you bare under the open sky and the high walls, and makes certain you feel exactly how small, how visible, and how alone one human being is when standing inside the geometry of absolute power. Now here is a turn that makes this more than just a story about controlling visitors. Because the machine had a second prisoner, and it was the one man it was built to glorify. The emperor himself. Think it through. If the entire world has been arranged so that you are a god, higher than everyone, approachable by no one, separated from every ordinary thing by walls and distance and ritual, then you have also been sealed away from every ordinary thing. The same architecture that lifts the emperor above other men also cuts him off from them completely. He cannot walk into a saloon. He cannot stand at a bar eye to eye and find out what an honest man actually thinks. He is fed, dressed, and managed by an army of servants and officials who control everything he sees and hears. He lives his entire life inside the machine, performed upon by it as much as served by it. And that turns out to be one of the deepest dangers in the whole history of that kind of power. A man sealed inside a god-making machine slowly loses the thing every leader needs most: contact with the truth. The people around him learn that his mood is the most important weather in the empire. So they tell him what keeps him calm, not what is actually happening out beyond the walls. The flattery thickens. The bad news gets filtered out. The walls that make him seem all-powerful also make him, in a terrible way, blind. A man who can command anything and know almost nothing true. More than one dynasty rotted from exactly this, an emperor so perfectly insulated by his own magnificence that the empire was burning down before the smoke ever reached his throne. So the machine is crueler and stranger than it first appears. It doesn't just turn the people who enter into something less than human. It turns the man at the center into something less than human too, worshipped, isolated, and quietly trapped. A god in a cage of his own gold. So step back. I'll tell you what I saw. I did not see. Mainly, a wonder of the ancient world, though it is one. And you should go stand in it if you ever can, and feel the thing work on you in person. What I saw was the most ambitious piece of psychological engineering I have ever laid eyes on. A machine built out of stone and space and color and silence, designed to do something no sword and no law could do on its own, to reach inside the minds of everyone who entered and rearrange them, to make the visitor feel, in his own bones, that he was nothing, and the man at the center was everything, and to make that feeling seem not like propaganda, but like a simple, obvious fact of the world, as plain as the height of a wall or the length of a path. That is the thing I want you to carry out of here. Power, the big and lasting kind, has always understood something most folks miss, that the most effective control isn't the kind you argue for. It is the kind you build into the room, so that people submit without ever being told to, without even noticing they've decided to. We feel it in smaller doses all the time. The hush and the high ceilings of a great church, the raised bench a judge looks down from, the long walk to the big desk in the corner office. Every one of those is a little cousin of this place, using space and height and distance to make one person large and another person small before a single word gets spoken. The Forbidden City is just that same trick, perfected, scaled up to the size of an empire, and run for 500 years without a flaw. And here is the last thing, the part a frontier man can't help but say out loud. None of it was true. The man at the center had a body and a bladder and a bad mood like anyone else. The godhood was a thing the building did to your eyes and your knees, not a fact about the man. Strip away the walls and the steps and the yellow roofs and the terrible empty courtyards, and you'd find, at the vanishing point of all that engineered awe, just a fellow who could have stood at the same bar as the rest of us, if anyone had ever dared build him a floor that was level. Ride with me.